You wake up, walk into your workplace, or scroll through the news, and the world starts to feel strangely unreal, like you're watching a stage set wobble. The institutions that once seemed solid are cracking, and the rules given about success and safety feel like costumes that no longer fit. Many of us interpret this disorientation as a private failure. We look at everyone else seemingly adjusting to constant crisis and economic strain, and we assume we are simply too sensitive, too anxious, or too spiritually behind to cope. To survive, we build provisional bridges, temporary structures made of hyperproductivity, intense control, or people-pleasing. We double down on the effort to maintain appearances, hoping that if we work hard enough, the floor won't fall out. But those bridges have a weight limit. Eventually, your nervous system reaches its capacity. The old strategies of powering through stop working, leaving you exhausted and unable to maintain performance. If you find yourself in this state of collapse, consider a different perspective. Your body is exercising its right to reject a toxic system. This mental map is the assumptive world, an unconscious architecture of beliefs telling you life is predictable and safe. When collective crisis arrives, it shatters this architecture. You lose trust in your identity because it was built inside those old assumptions. This creates a crisis of meaning. Your brain panics because it no longer knows how to interpret the events happening around you. You feel as if the floor of your life has disappeared. In that panic, the human nervous system instinctively reaches for what it knows. We crave the return of our old habits and structures, even the stressful ones, because the unknown feels like a threat to survival. But time does not run in reverse. Once the cracks in a system have been revealed, you cannot honestly pretend it is unbreakable. The fantasy of going back promises relief, but it requires you to ignore everything you have seen. To move forward, we have to look past the nostalgia and evaluate the normal we are trying to reclaim. We have to ask if that previous baseline was ever actually healthy. Physician Gabor Maté argues that our modern culture is routinely at odds with human well-being. In his view, a society measuring worth in productivity while isolating us creates the distress we treat as a personal problem. This shows allostatic load, the cumulative wear and tear caused by chronic stress. It's the price your nervous system pays for staying in high alert mode. For years, we ignored fatigue and emotional distress to keep performing, until the body finally refuses to cooperate. We were taught to label this chronic fight-or-flight state as responsibility or strength, even as it quietly eroded our health. The current breakdown serves as the biological bill coming due for a way of life that ignored our basic human needs. You are standing in the wreckage of your old coping strategies. While this feels like defeat, it is also the point where you can stop trying to make an impossible situation work. In many spiritual traditions, this is known as contrast. The idea is that unwanted or painful situations act as a catalyst, forcing you to clarify exactly what you actually value and who you are becoming. The pain of this collapse serves as a sorting mechanism. It exposes the specific roles, jobs, and agreements that are no longer compatible with your integrity. Research on post-traumatic growth shows that struggling with these crises can deepen your appreciation for life and transform your priorities. You can choose to use this moment to let a more authentic version of yourself emerge. Caroline Mize interprets personal breakdown as vital data for a soul-level evolution. She suggests that these ordinary times are actually a summons to grow up spiritually and move into a mature relationship with your own power. This disorientation acts as a rigorous curriculum. It dismantles the old rules to make room for a truer way of existing in the world. This brings us to the new normal. It isn't a magical future where external chaos disappears or institutions suddenly become perfect. If your internal state, the cumulative stress and beliefs you carry, functions as a broadcast signal, then the new normal is a shift in your tuning. It is a state of consciousness where you meet external chaos from a center of presence rather than the old frequency of panic. This stability is rooted in inner alignment. You stop asking, "How do I get my old life back?" and start asking, "Who am I when my old roles fall away?" You begin to live from the awareness behind your thoughts rather than being defined by them. we do not need to go back to normal. Letting the old world die is the only direction that leads to genuine freedom.
Thank you for watching. If something in this resonated with you, then you're already closer than you think. If you're ready to go deeper, there's a link below to my book, The New Normal of Consciousness, Living Awake in a World That's Falling Apart. This isn't theory, it's a framework you can actually use. Tap the link below and step into it.